Yeah, I mean, I woke up not sure where I was. I still feel like my body's not used to time zones and where we're at, but just like walking down the street, I was like, oh, Bergen Bagel, like all these, like I feel like I've been gone for like a year, but it hasn't been that long. But really nice to be back. The weather's really nice, so I don't know what else has changed, but great to be back.
That for you.
Hey, while you were out there, what do you think was the biggest lesson you sort of learned about yourself as a player and even as a person while you were in Paris?
I think honestly being able to have like a different role than what I have here helped me obviously like be a better basketball player and a better teammate. Like being able to lead role players, and because I was in that position, understanding what it feels like to have a certain amount of minutes and have to come in and really make an impact, and the pressure that you feel doing that, but also things that you can control when you come in, and how you have to come in and kind of earn those minutes and make sure that you make a lasting impact on whatever the team needs. I feel like that's kind of helped me become a better basketball player, but also become a better leader.
And someone you saw out there and you're going to see tomorrow is Satu. How have you sort of seen her game grow from when you guys were teammates in Oregon to now?
I mean, every time I feel like every year that goes by, she just continues to get better and better. That's been the case ever since we were in college to when we're at now. She's always adding to her game and continuing to improve. And I mean, she's a tough matchup for anyone. She can do everything. You know, she has height, she has skill in the post, she can shoot the ball, she can bring it up the floor. There's not really a hole in her game, and that's what makes her so great in this league.
So I imagine one of the challenges of the last month for you and coming back is obviously conditioning, playing over 30 minutes. So I'm just curious how your conditioning work, if at all, has changed or improved, like as you've become a professional now and when you started your basketball journey.
Wait, what do you mean? Since the Olympics?
No, just since, your amateur career and now
got
professional.
it.
How has that evolved for you?
Yes, it's changed for sure, because in college you're almost playing a lot more like year-round than you are when you come here. Here you're in a much shorter season with no off-season summer workouts like you have in college, and so that definitely changes just understanding how you have to get in game shape in the off-season to be able to come into this season ready to hit the ground running and to also be able to sustain that for the year. I feel like I'm in probably the best shape that I've ever been coming into this season, and just throughout the season, being able to play, not be tired. My body also being able to understand what that feels like as well, because I played so much this off season with USA basketball and just being healthy and being able to play. So it's definitely evolved and changed, and finding different ways to improve, not also by just running, but swimming, biking, finding other ways that are not as taxing on my body.
When you talk about playing for USA, you often notice a lot of stars have to completely change their game and change their roles. But players like yourself and Stewie, who are very versatile and do a lot of different things, able to be implemented, share the ball and stuff like that. Can you just speak about how your versatility and how you're able to just be implemented in any situation?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that I kind of hang my hat on, is just being able to do a little bit of everything. Whether it's rebounding as a guard, whether it's passing abilities and being able to create, shooting, driving and kicking, driving and finishing. I think not being one-dimensional has just helped me as a basketball player, kind of being able to play in any type of system, whether it's at in the league or for USA basketball. And I think that's something that I've learned to just continue to want to improve. So there's always an opportunity for me to go out there and impact the game in any way that I can.
Awesome. And also, defensively, you just seem to be like really locked in with what you're doing. And especially, I know it's a small sample size, these past two games, really active with your feet and hands. Can you just talk about what work you've been putting in just to make sure that you're being better defensively, and just toot your own horn real quick on what you've been doing defensively?
Yeah, I mean, I think just learning, being able to learn, in the league, and obviously, in college, we played a lot of zone. I switched 1 through 5 because I was a bigger guard, and so I hadn't really, understand angles and ways to get through screens. And I think through these last couple of years of being able to be healthy in this league and actually learn how to be a good defender, understanding angles and technique to get through screens has really helped me. Also, just being able to get stronger and quicker, that has for sure helped me just become a better defender. And understanding, don't want to be a liability, but being able to kind of stop the defenders stop offensive players on the defensive end is something that I wanted to improve on, and I think I have this year.
Yesterday you had a big day at the Fanatics event. Just curious, you sign a lot of autographs, you meet a lot of fans. What's your favorite part about meeting the fans?
Yeah, I think it's just like being able to hear from a lot of like the younger kids, like young girls sometimes cry, like being able to just like, the moms come up and just talk about like, what I mean to them and their journey of like starting to play basketball and wanting to play because of like what I'm able to do and who I am. So I think it's always, like it means a lot being able to like meet them and see them face to face and kind of just be someone that they can go to. And I remember like the role being reversed and wanting to get autographs for my favorite players and kind of what that meant to me. And so I know it goes a long way, but that's always my favorite part.
I also recently noticed that you've become a representative, one of the Liberties reps for the players. No, so I just want to know, when did this happen and what made you decide that this was something that you wanted to do and that you cared about doing?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the team votes and Stewie kind of just picked me to do it. So I was like, okay, I guess my time is now. I think just through the last, particularly like early on in my career, not that it's later on, but
No, I know what you mean.
early on, like dealing with a lot of injury and not being like mentally able to take on more and really feel like my voice is that important. I think I kind of shied away from the opportunity to go out and do that. And I feel like now being a little bit more established and obviously being able to have like a couple of healthy seasons under my belt just gives me the confidence to kind of use my voice and understanding, like listening to my team and other players around the league on ways we can continue to change and improve what it is that we're wanting to see, and doing that as a collective, I think, is really important. So obviously super excited. I've been able to get on a few calls and just learn a lot, and I think that's the exciting part.
You recently talked to Vanity Fair a little bit about that. You talked about how women's reproductive rights are something that's really important to you. And so I guess you started to say this, but what is it about now where you're sort of like, yeah, I want to be a big voice in this?
I think it's just understanding like the platform that I have, and also just understanding how important it is to speak out on topics that are important to me, but also the other players in the league, and how kind of we can all make a change and an impact with using our collective voices. And so I just felt like the time was now. I've had a lot going on, but I feel like always being able to prioritize, putting the league at the forefront of what it is we're trying to do, but also like making sure that players' voices are heard, and knowing that I can be a small part of that kind of makes a difference.
I know 4 years ago when you were dealing with your injury, everyone was in the bubble doing a lot of this work. I guess how do you sort of see the approach change because everyone isn't in one place? What's something you've seen in this, I don't want to use the word normal, but not being in a bubble, being in different markets?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say like a lot of Zoom calls. That's something that we've been doing. But it's also just like talking to people when you are together, whether it's at All-Star or USA Camp. We had kind of a committee meeting before all of this was announced, but just making sure that you are kind of capitalizing on times when players are together and you're able to get, kind of sit at a table and talk through ideas, especially with like the CBA kind of being where it's at, and us being able to kind of use this time to figure out what's important to us as players and being able to go to the table with our key points.
KT has played a huge role for this team, often coming off the bench and starting other times. Can you just speak about when do you think we should start having a conversation of KT possibly sixth player of the year? And
That should have been a conversation already. I think just you're able to see what she's been able to do for us, how she's able to change a game. But how she comes in, whatever role is needed of her, whether she's shooting the ball, defending, guarding the best players, making hustle plays, whatever it is, her consistency on a nightly basis is something that helps us win a lot of basketball games. And credit to her, she stays ready and she knows her role and does it to the best of her ability.
The Sabrina conversation has started online a lot, and they're trying to decide whether if it's MVP or MIP. What do you think?
I don't think I'm going to get MIP, that's for sure. Whatever it is, I just want to win. So as long as we can when at the end, give me whatever you want. I'll take 6 man of the year, I don't care.
I'm good.
I don't either, right? Yeah.
One about JJ. I mean, she's had an incredible season. I mean, she's put up, I think, the best assist numbers this year, maybe her best field goal percentage. I guess what has stood out to you the most about her play this year?
Just her confidence. You know, I would say in understanding what's needed of her, but also just staying ready. I feel like every game is something different, whether it's dominating the paint, whether it's shooting threes, passing, rebounding. It's not always cookie cutter with how teams are defending her in the post, and her ability to just be able to adapt and stay confident, knowing it's a long game of that 40 minutes and we need her. We're not winning without JJ, and I think she understands that. And being able to see her poise and growth in that position has helped us win a lot of games.
Was there a time when you noticed her get a little bit more swaggy with her game? What I mean by that is she likes to just drop the ball very casually for you. Like it's very, it's not like how Marine plays, but it's very, I can't think the word. Nonchalant, I think, crafty. I guess when did you see her put more of her personality into how she plays?
I think maybe halfway through the first half of the season, where we just continue to build really good chemistry. She kind of got unlocked. She was having 20 and 10, I felt like every single night, and I think our chemistry grew a lot, between the two of us and just being able to understand where we were. Obviously my passing ability to her, but vice versa as well. And to be able to see that now is just kind of seamless. She knows when I'm coming off, and I know where she's going to be. It's been really fun to kind of growing in that involvement with her.
Thanks, Seth.
Baby, how you doing today?
I'm good. What about you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
Of course.
So last game, you guys in the second quarter, you guys had a great defensive time where you guys kind of went on a 20-2 run, and there was an 8-minute stretch where you held the Aces to just 6% shooting. You guys also did the same where you held the Minnesota Lynx to single digits scoring quarter. Just talk about how dangerous this team can be, having spurts like that and just knowing that you guys are able to do that.
Yeah, so, I mean, you said a lot. If we want to be a championship team, we have to have that chemistry. And I feel like the beginning of the season, we were on a roll. It was because of our chemistry. And we knew what we had to do on the defensive end to get those stops, and then the offense would come easy to us. So I feel like it was just our chemistry. And I feel like if we could keep going with that, I mean, no team in this league can stop us.
Halfway through the season, how comfortable are you feeling with your role on the team and everything that you bring to the table here?
You know what? I'm very comfortable, honestly. At the beginning of the season, I was struggling to find my role, but now that I know what it is, I feel like I'm playing my best basketball. Even though I'm not scoring the amount of points that I usually do, I want to be a defensive threat for the team because I know that's what I have to do.
You are, definitely.
Thank you.
So over the break, were there any things you identified as individual things to work on, things you wanted to get better at? What was that process, I guess, for you?
I feel like just getting my conditioning up. I know, throughout the season, you never know what's going to happen. Because remember, the last 2 games before the break, we didn't play. So it was my time to step up. So just keeping that consistent conditioning level that I need to be ready to step up if I play more than 10, 15 minutes.
It was said during the post-game of the LA game, Stewie and Sabrina talked about how excited they were to just come back and be with this group. Or actually, it was KT. KT was talking about how just excited everyone was to come back together. I guess how did you sort of build that energy? Just be so happy to be together.
You know what? I think it was because they came back with a gold medal. That was the main thing, I think. So Sabrina came in and was like, even though we had a long little break, it doesn't mean we have to take our spot for pedal because teams are coming after us. Having that number 1 spot in the league. I mean, yeah, like you said, we're just excited that everyone's back because we were on a roll before the break, and we just want to keep that going, So yeah, we're just excited to be back together again.
Very clear.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that you guys all didn't practice together until right before that LA game.
When there was the Olympics, it was only 7 of us. you know, I feel like the coach did a good job of really pushing us when everyone else is on. And you can tell the bench people, we put our butts off. Like I said, it goes on the court, and we just have to be ready no matter what.
Which is why you went to Six Flags. So
Oh my God, that was probably the best thing. I'm glad we did that because we had 2 weeks of just like intense and like going at it and just working hard. And you're like, you know what? It's the last day. Why not go to Six Flags? And yeah, we had a blast.
So you seem to say that was Bee's idea.
It was the main person to go to, and she made that call. And Zach was like, "Hey, like I said, we've had a couple weeks of hard work. Why not go to Six Flags?" And he was like, "Yeah, let's do it." He said, "You guys worked hard and we earned it." So I'm glad we did that.
You seem to be a big fan of some of these really big rides.
Oh my God, I'm a daredevil. Like I love roller coasters. If you tell me let's do a swing car, I'm like, let's do it. Like you only live once, so I'm ready for it. And I don't go to amusement parks a lot, so like when I get that chance, I'm going on every single ride if I can. So yeah.
Who's the least willing to join you on the scariest ride?
No, but the thing is, I was so proud of her because like I was like, Casey, you can do it. You're a rock star. You know, like this is nothing. He did it. He went on the scariest, not the scariest, like the most like, how do you say it? Like the most loopy and like, yes. It was like go. And believe it or not, my girl passed out. I was right next to her. I said, KT. She was like this.
I don't know how that's possible.
I guess her adrenaline. I was calling her name. I said KT. And the ride was still going. I was like, okay, I'm gonna just enjoy it. And put my hands up.
What row did y'all sit in? Because you know the nitro, the first row is the only.
We were in the second to last row.
Oh, okay. You gotta be in the first row next.
Was there leg room back there?
It was, you know what? We were kind of struggling, but we made it work. I didn't care because I had a blast. But yeah, the front row, I don't know about that. Maybe.
You got to.
Maybe next time.
You'll enjoy it.
Next time, I got you.
But since we're speaking about KT's play has been prolific off the bench.
Yeah.
When do we start having a conversation about sixth player of the year? When do we start having that conversation?
I mean, I feel like she earned it. She's proving it. Like, she's come off the bench, she's starting. I mean, every game she's always that spark no matter what. And, I mean, we should give that award to KT for Sixth Player of the Year.
And any other honorable mentions for any other player awards? Because Sabrina's playing amazing. Most improved GM Jonathan Colby's doing an amazing
Why
job.
don't we give all the awards to the New York Liberty? Like, why not? You know? So yeah, I mean, it just shows what kind of a program this is, and I feel like in the years to come, it's just gonna grow. You know, and for this, I'm just happy to be on this team, and Jonathan's giving me the opportunity to be on this team, and I'm forever grateful for this moment.
And my final one for you, because I asked a lot of fans this, and I asked a few players, but I never got a chance to ask you. Of all the professional teams in New York City, who do you think is going to win the next title in New York? Can you talk to them? Who you got?
Is that even a question? The New York Liberty.
You heard it here first.
You and KT are so close. Like, you're like thing one and thing two.
Oh my God, that's the perfect example. Because it's true. Yeah.
So I guess what I want to know is, did you know her before you got here, or it was sort of like?
You know what? It's funny because we have this conversation all the time. Like when people ask us, like you would think we've known each other for years, but like I met Casey when I got drafted by Dallas, and she was at Dallas as well. So like we were cool, but like we weren't this cool. Like we didn't hang out as much as we do here. So like I don't know. Casey brings out this side of me that like I don't know. I can't even explain it. I feel like I do the same for her. So like I feel like we're just like that perfect match. Like thing one, thing two, exactly. Thing one, thing two. She's the yeah, like you said. I can't even go on because like I feel like she's an amazing person to be around, and I feel like when I have my moments when I'm down on myself, she's always there to like pick me back up and say like, you got this, boo. Like you're great. You deserve to be here. And like Casey is one of those people that you want in your corner no matter what. So yeah.
Just my last one, I guess. Now that you've had 2 weeks here working with the coach and staff and about half season, I guess, what's unique about the way this team operates maybe compared to
that we're in this league, like we know like what's coming for us, and the fact that we could be able to say the hard things and be like, hey, like we need to do this, and I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's just chemistry has been the biggest thing for us.
Hi, Kevin. Got a couple for you. I was looking it up earlier. You guys are 8-2 against teams that are above 500. What do you think has really sort of helped you guys really elevate your game against some of the top competition in the league?
Probably our defense. I think defense wins games, you know. So that's been like our number one thing. Knowing your personnel playing against those teams that do well on the offensive end, and yeah, our defense has been phenomenal. And I feel like if we just keep on going, like I don't know, it's like you know, like it's not like nothing. I don't want to say nothing bad happening, but like we're just so optimistic, you know. So
Yeah, speaking of like the folks I mentioned earlier about the success you guys had on Saturday against Vegas, like you guys really sort of held down the paint and made things really challenging for them in there. Just with the bigs and wings that are on this roster, how do you think that sort of like versatility everyone brings really helps you guys be an elite defense?
yeah, I mean, just like you said, like the fact that we have that versatility, we have guards that can play 1 through 4. It helps a lot, and then like. For me, when I come into the game, I know what I have to do, and like I feel like everyone in this team knows what they have to do when they step into the game, and that's why we've been so successful.
And you guys have a 2 games set with Dallas coming up, and Satu's back.
Yes.
What do you think is going to be the key to sort of slowing a player like her down?
Team defense. You know, I mean, last game she had 20 points, I think, and if we're able to stop her and then also stop Enrique, then we'll be successful in those this upcoming games at home, and we're at home too. So I mean, our crowd is going to be a big impact for us. So we're excited to do that.
And last one for me, I saw that you were at the Fan Fest a little while back. How was that for you?
That was a lot of fun, just to be able to interact with the fans and have a good time, eat by the water. Yeah, it was my cup of tea because you know I love dancing. When there's music, I'm always down to dance and just be around amazing people. So.
And I guess to the music point, have you had a chance to be the DJ at practice yet or no?
Have I had a what? Say it again.
Have you had a chance to be the DJ at practice yet? Not yet.
But like it's Mackenzie. It's our equipment. One of our equipment managers. So, yeah, I mean, if I get the opportunity to, I'm a huge music person. I can listen to any type of music. So whatever song comes on, I'm down to vibe, no matter what. If it's country, hey, I'm with it. So, yeah.
All right, thank you, KB.
Of course, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.